good news. Happy hour starting early. It's the bonus hour.
Bonus?
Of the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson.
How did you get a bonus?
On the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
I cut out bonuses this year.
And it starts now.
Hey, hey, hey! Happy Friday, all of you beautiful radio listeners. It is the bonus hour, and we have bonus coverage from my co-host on Saturdays for, how long did we do that? 8-9 years?
8-9 years about.
Yeah, because you came on as our producer, would have been probably 2015?
Yeah,
So,
because
yeah.
I started, and then I did 2 shows as your producer, and then you were like, hey, my wife's having twins, so.
Oh, was it
And you
that
didn't-
quick?
Yeah, and you didn't
Okay.
tell me that your wife was pregnant with twins when we had our initial meeting. The initial meeting
I don't think
of
I
you,
knew.
me, and Keith was that you guys invited me to a whiskey bar, which
Yes.
I just said yes, even
Yep.
though
Yep.
you later found out I don't drink.
Well, we found out right then and there.
Yes.
Like, what can we
Yeah.
get for you? Like
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, which was fantastic.
No,
May I have a
actually, I
Shirley
have a
Temple, please?
problem.
What was that?
So may I have a Shirley Temple, please?
Yeah. So he got that, and then I think we were like, all right, well, okay, that's fine. Let's get some what do you want? Like steak bites or whatever?
Yeah.
And you're like,
I'm actually a vegetarian.
yeah. So it
That's
was-
true. I am.
I don't think you lied. I think at the time you were pescatarian.
That's right.
And it was very
Yeah.
confusing to Keith and I
Yeah.
because we had no idea what that meant.
It was a whole other air of pretentiousness that
It-
I put on.
Yeah.
And now as a vegetarian, I get to feel better about myself than other people. In fact, right now, I feel it coursing through me that
Yeah.
I'm somehow better than everybody in the room.
Well, sure. I
I'm
think
gonna go
that
eat my
makes sense.
cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm down for a cheeseburger. You know, we had those
fine,
steak
man.
nachos at 10 Barrel last night. Whew.
Steak
good.
nachos.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Get ready to live.
I don't know about that.
So here's what they do. They go potato chips,
Yeah.
and then they go gorgonzola cheese,
Yeah.
jalapenos, bacon, and then steak on top. I mean, what doesn't sound appealing that to a vegetarian?
I think diabetes, probably.
Oh, wow.
Either
Well,
that or the.
I believe
The
it
heart
is
attack.
pronounced diabetes.
Oh,
That's right.
diabetes.
Yes.
I believe that's what took down Hulk Hogan.
is that what
Those
it was?
steak nachos.
Yeah. Well, could have been some vitamin S.
R.I.P. Hulkster.
Yeah. You're going to miss the Hulkster.
gonna do, brother?
Yeah. Yeah. So
28-inch pythons wrap themselves around you.
You know what though? That for as annoying as that guy was, I think he was probably the most. I'm trying to think of somebody else. Obviously, like Donald Trump or Barack Obama. But if you saw anybody else walking down the street, he was the most like he would stop you in your tracks.
Oh, for sure. Well,
You would have it like you could see him like a block over, and like
It's
no
the
matter how you
mustache and the
felt,
skullet.
yeah, no matter how you felt, you'd go, "Holy crap, it's Hulk Hogan."
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I
there's
mean-
not many people that can say that.
And the one thing about it too was he did the heel turn, which there's been a lot of talk about.
hell's that?
NWA, the heel turn.
In the ring and outside of the ring.
Yeah, is when you go from being good guy to bad guy in wrestling, that you become the heel.
Oh.
So the heel turn, he was praised for going from good guy to bad guy as effectively as anybody in the history of wrestling.
Yeah.
But he still kept the look. Like he added the little spray on like 5 o'clock shadow.
Right, yeah.
Then post wrestling, he kept the look as well.
Yeah.
Like he never stopped being Hulk Hogan,
No.
which that's a pretty bold move.
To sometime his detriment.
So well,
Did you watch the video?
no, I didn't.
Oh, I did.
No, and
What's wrong with that?
well, I don't know.
Oh, are we talking the Bubba the Love Sponge?
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
Okay.
the Gawker suit
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You watched it, right, Russ?
No.
Why? It's a part of history. Why wouldn't you watch it?
It's
See,
immortal.
this is what I'm talking about. I got the same reaction when the Greg Oden photo came out. We don't have to say what it was, but,
But
him,
people know what it was.
him with no pants on, the photo.
So you did say what
Yeah,
it
right.
was.
Yeah. So the tripod,
Yeah.
Greg Oden.
And I was like, oh, I saw it. And like, I would say that to my friends, and I'd be like, have you seen it? They're like, I don't want to watch that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no, and I don't want to watch that. That's why I didn't.
Yeah.
dude, you've been watching the team your whole life. You don't want to follow history as it unfolds?
Yeah. We're gonna miss you, Will.
I didn't get it. What's the big deal about that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's just part of anatomy. We
Yeah.
they're
We're all
out there.
adults here.
Every other person on the planet's got one. So yeah,
Right.
what's weird
We're
about
all technically adults here.
well,
Mm.
yeah,
Whether or
that's
not
definitely a stretch.
we're adults, we're maybe not grown-ups.
So for anybody listening that is wondering kind of how all of this shook out, obviously we've got the big switch to FM. This is your first time on the FM dial.
Yeah, it
on
is.
105.1 The Fan. We had the big switch, the big lineup change. A lot of people texting in over the last couple of days. What is happening with Will Darkins? You were already put in your retirement before any of this got in motion. This was going to be your last summer anyways, right?
Yeah. Well, it was forced because
I don't think that's the case.
with
Well,
the intern.
yeah. Well, we don't need to talk
I
about
know,
that. We agreed that we wouldn't talk about that.
I know.
No, you were going to retire. You had your second child recently.
That's right.
So little, what's her name? You named your son after me.
Boy.
I did. Yeah.
And then
Little what's her
Yeah,
name?
your little what's her
little
name?
what's her name? I
It's
can't.
Slavic.
I thought you guys were tighter than that.
Little what's her name?
Jeez.
Yeah,
No, Emma Suzanne Darkins.
That's right.
And then my first son is named Finley Luke Darkins.
That's it. Yeah.
The middle name, as Luke would like to tell you,
It's
was
for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that I was in the delivery room and I saw him come out. I saw life born on a table, and I said, I'm going to name him after that guy I do a show with.
That's right. That's right, which I appreciate a great deal. And the thing was that your wife was so happy about that idea that she's like, absolutely.
Oh, I love him.
yeah. He's my favorite one on the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's the only reason I listen on Saturdays.
Yes.
Every Saturday morning.
I figure it was probably like in the something in the delivery room, probably something like this.
Bruce Hornsby!
who's that?
That was Dusty,
Who's Bruce Hornsby?
What? The musician. Come on.
musician. Yeah.
What did he do?
Da-da-da.
Okay.
That's
Could you be
just
more
the way
specific?
It is.
Oh.
Some things will never change.
Wait, that's him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
that's
Tupac.
Bruce Hornsby. Sweet fancy Moses. But anyway, that Dusty drop came from he was trying to remember a story about Bruce Hornsby, but he couldn't remember
Oh.
his name. And it was literally an hour later where just all of a sudden out of nowhere, Dusty went,
Bruce Hornsby!
He had a
Yeah.
he had a moment. He was
Yeah.
touched by God.
that was his light bulb moment.
There you go.
This is one of my other favorite ones too when it came to an
hear it.
Everclear topic.
Art Alakakis.
feel like that's
That's
mispronounced.
good. Has anybody on the station done Yang Hansen yet?
I believe it is Yang
Hansen.
Yang?
Yeah.
Yang Hansen.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know. I think our last show, you kept trying to correct me, but I couldn't do it.
I
Yeah.
prefer to think of it in like an E40 voice of like Bang Bang Yanger Gang.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There you go.
Like
Thought you were
Yanger
going to do
Gang
the
thing.
E40 voice, but
Well, that only comes down to Pascal Siakam.
That's pretty good.
That's thanks to Ian Carmel. I can't do that without crediting Ian Carmel.
well, there you
Yeah.
go. As you should.
Pascal Siakam.
So, Will, you're going off into retirement. You're going to go full parent mode on us.
Yeah.
We are very thrilled for you.
Thanks.
But we're going to do this hour, so it's your last hour. What do you want to talk about in your final hour on the Fan Sports Network?
Oh my gosh, what do I want to talk about?
Yeah, man, it's yours.
What has been going on in the sports world? Jerry Jones? Anybody?
Yeah, fighting with
Jerry Jones?
fighting publicly with Micah Parsons.
Well, Jerry Jones has been able to pull off probably one of the most like what is the Toro thing?
Yeah, the Matador.
The Matador.
Yeah.
Smiles and
that-
glory holes.
That's right. The one of the better like
Olay.
bitch
Olay.
Matador things.
Yeah.
I'm not
Olay.
gonna pay him. I'm gonna pay him. Doesn't he always do this, right? That was the funniest thing about this. That like all these media members got really pissed off, or maybe not pissed off, but activated by the fact that like he's going out in public and he's saying, you know, I don't want to pay Micah Parsons all this money. He's you know,
Well, he's missed
subtexting
6
it.
games.
Yeah. And then he starts to mention Dak Prescott. But by the way, in very honest terms, like all the stuff he said is correct. It's like, no, you shouldn't have paid that guy. He's not worth that. But he was like, you know, why should I pay that? And everybody like throws their arms up, but it's almost like there was a collective amnesia of like, you know, he does this every time, right?
Yeah.
Like he just says like, I'm not going to pay that guy. And he actually pays them more than what they're worth.
Yeah, well, because he
Yeah.
winds up waiting too long,
Mhm.
and then the other guys on
Yeah.
other teams around the league, they get signed, and then all of a sudden that cowboy is like, well, now I got to be the highest paid guy.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
So every time
100%.
he waits too long and pays an additional $4 to $5 million a year over what he should have.
Yeah.
Or
Well-
could have.
Well, he also has that problem of like he has so much money that he thinks whatever job title he gives himself, he's the best at.
Sure.
That, like he shouldn't be a general manager. Like he doesn't know about managing. a
He
football
did
team.
get himself into a Taylor Sheridan show.
Which one?
The Landman.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody got real excited about it. They said he was actually okay.
Look,
They're like he had a crime
played him.
scene.
He played himself.
Oh, is that right?
Oh no, yes, he was,
He was
Jerry
just Jerry
Jones.
Jones. Like he did. He was very convincing. Yeah, he played Jerry Jones. He didn't
Yeah.
take like another character and
that like-
bring it to life.
Is that like Tony Danza? That he was named Tony at all of his shows?
Oh,
Hold me closer.
well, what other shows was
Tony
he
Danza?
in? I guess he was in Taxi and then Who's the Boss?
Dude, he was named Tony in
Yeah.
Who's the Boss?
Just about everything he did.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
His
just trying to
name
think
is
of
Tony.
anything else he did.
Yeah.
And those, Who's the Boss was done like
Yeah.
finished in like
I
what,
think there were some
1989?
straight to like VHS Lifetime movies or something in
Hey,
there
man, he's
too.
cutting
but yeah.
checks.
Did
I'm
he?
not going to
Is he?
insult him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is he working? Like, is there a new Tony Danza vehicle that I can
I
get
don't
into
think
today
Tony Danza
for a
needs
great
to
low
work.
price?
I feel like Tony Danza is kind of on like a Bobby Bonilla plan.
Yeah,
And he just
it's-
constantly has some residuals coming in.
there's
every year.
still some
Yeah.
syndication
Yeah.
deals with Who's the Boss out
Yeah.
there. So him and Angela just meet
Yeah.
up once a year.
He's
and
getting
just,
that. He's
clink
getting that
glasses
Alyssa
and-
Milano money.
Well, Alyssa Milano, she does stuff. She's got like, doesn't she have like a whole like, or at least she did like a fashion line around like the NFL or something?
sounds
Major League
right.
Baseball.
Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball.
Okay,
Yes,
so,
she
yeah.
started like a women's line of jerseys and shirts
Yeah.
in connection with Major League Baseball.
Well, see, yeah. So she's doing things to make money, but Tony Danza, I mean, you don't hear him about him being destitute.
Judith Light, she went on to guest spots, repeated guest spots on like Law and Order SVU.
Yeah,
as a judge.
she pops up like all the time as like
Yeah.
stern woman
Yeah.
and just is
Yeah.
credited to that. Yeah, which she's.
I believe that's what the credits say.
That is
right?
what. Well, that's what it says. Certainly, like her agent just scans like auditions for like we need stern woman. It's like she doesn't need to audition.
Well,
I've
then
got-
of course we can't forget about Mona Robinson.
I have forgotten about Mona Robinson. Do we know the actress's name?
I forget.
And well, I assume it was Mona. Just name everybody that.
no,
I'm
Mona
just
Robinson.
kidding.
That was her character
I
name.
know.
but
Just
yes,
kidding.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what she did after that show. I don't know if she's alive or dead.
I'm pretty
I-
sure.
Well, you can make the assumption,
I'm pretty sure.
sure, but I have no idea what she did. But you watch.
Catherine Hellmond.
There you go.
I don't.
And
I didn't even. I started to Google it and it clicked.
alive,
Tony-
alive or dead.
Also from
Tony's-
Soap.
Soap. Okay, there you go. But remember the Golden Girls. The youngest was Sophia. So
Yes, yeah,
she was
she was
younger than B.
younger than
She was
all-
younger than B. Arthur. I think
I
she was
think
the
she was-
youngest on the cast.
Yeah, I think she was the youngest of the cast, but she
Yeah.
played the oldest.
See, so
Character.
you don't know. I mean, grandmas in TV can live on.
Tony Danza's been doing okay. He was in Blue Bloods in 2022.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go.
Probably got a free lunch out of that.
Yeah.
Darby and the Dead. He was in the Sex in the City redo. You
Yeah,
want to guess who
nobody
he
cares.
played in
Tony.
it? Tony Danza.
Oh, he actually played Tony Danza. Even better. Yeah, there you go.
By the way, yes, Catherine Hellman dead.
Okay,
2019.
2019. Well, more recent than you
She,
probably would
I
have
mean,
guessed.
she had a good run. She was 89.
There you go.
She missed COVID.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
just in
Or
time.
maybe she was first.
Or maybe it was.
Maybe she
That-
was first.
Patient zero, perhaps.
Yeah, didn't even know what it is. I don't know if we need to start that rumor, but we did it plenty of times on our Saturday show. So if you'd like to do that,
Do you
we
remember?
certainly can.
I know you have to be tight to the clock here, but do you remember? I have to mention this.
Well, we do have another segment.
oh, we do.
Yes,
Oh,
you're
that's
here
right.
for the entire hour. Do you
I'm
want
rusty.
to? One of my favorite things.
I haven't done this
one,
in a while.
Well, can I tell you we literally did a show last Saturday.
That's true. We do.
One of my favorite things is throwing it to you for the tease. So if you've got something you want to talk about,
It's a
give
bad
us,
tease.
Do it. Give us a good radio tease.
Okay, here we go. Coming up next.
And remember, it's 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. I'll give you.
Coming up next on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan Sports Network. Not
That's all
bad, right? Good
Close
start.
enough.
Coming
Close enough.
up.
Close enough. Hey, I'll tell you what. You did it better than multiple other hosts on this station today.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to the whole show.
Well, coming up, I'm going to reveal how Luke and I misremembered a guy for a half hour, only to be told it was another guy. All that next here on the Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan on the Fan Sports Network.
Final show of the week. It is the final bonus hour that we are doing for quite some time. We're kicking around when we'll be back in bonus hour territory. But Monday, you will get Joey Mack live from Eugene doing Ducks Insider from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. His first guest, a guy named Dan Lanning. So you might want to tune in and see what Dan has to say when
I
he
think
gets...
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's going to be talking with his local guy. Whoa.
Apologies.
Comfortable interview. So if you never listen to Ducks Insiders and you're a fan, or if you hate the Ducks, get some ammo in so you can trash on your buddies.
As a Beaver fan, I like Dan.
Are you still a Beaver fan?
Yeah, I have to be.
You're an alum.
Well,
Like,
you're an
you know.
alum.
Yeah.
That's
like what am I?
different.
What else am I gonna do? Like,
But you like Dan Lanning?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Dan Lanning's great. He's look, man, he friggin' loves ball, and he loves ball in a way that, like, you can tell he doesn't use it as a pretentious tool to either make you feel lesser than or
Yeah.
awful. Like he genuinely friggin' loves that game, and when he talks about it, he's just he's not a douche about it. Like
Yeah.
the prior two,
whoop ass.
yeah.
He's an
Yeah.
engaging dude. We were down, me and Ryan Cooley, our fearless leader here at Odyssey Portland. We were down playing in the Ducks preseason golf tournament.
Yeah.
And we're about to go and play the hole that Dan Lanning is hitting 7 irons into or whatever. And they have this big beer cooler out there, and Ryan's sitting there, he's looking at the cooler, and he's just like, yeah, I'm not sure what to go with. And this voice comes over his shoulder, and he's like, well, what are you in the mood for? I mean, is it IPA? Is it, you're feeling something a little lighter, like a Pilsner? I mean, where are you at with your sobriety? And he starts, like, breaking it down like it's game tape. And Cooley doesn't turn around. He just kind of keeps sifting through the beer and finally lands on something, turns around, and it was Lanning giving him like the breakdown of what beer to pick. And
Yeah.
like that endeared us like immediately to him. And this was a couple years ago. So, he's relatively new to everything. And then you get okay, so how do you feel about the are you not entertained? The they're going for clicks, we're going, all of that stuff. Is that more endearing?
Yeah, no, man, it's all good stuff. You got to put yourself. I mean, in rivalries, it's tough because you have to like actually separate yourself from whatever harsh feelings you have about your rival to kind of look through the looking glass and figure out who the person on the other side actually is, like who these players or coaches really are. And the prior two guys, like you could see like they were flawed human beings.
Mario Cristobal, Willie
Cristobal,
Taggart.
Yeah, flawed human beings that had their own weird sense of vanity. I believe Suk was talking about some story last week about how Chip during the first Rose Bowl had big timed somebody at ESPN for an interview and then walked off. And then like this ESPN reporter basically called their bosses, and then the bosses called Oregon's people and were like, you need to do
You're
this
obligated.
interview. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
obligated by
yeah.
contract. And we, of course, have had our own experiences with Mario Cristobal and
Yeah.
don't need to go into that. But Dan Lanning, I mean, he just genuinely seems to enjoy every facet of the job itself. The other two guys seem to ignore everything about it. Dan Lanning isn't jaded yet. He's 36, 37?
Yeah, something like that.
So
I'm
he's
not
like
sure.
taking all this on as a full-bodied experience. He's not jaded by whatever people tell him about his personality or how great he is. And I respect that about the guy. I hate the
39 years old.
team. 39 years old. Look, I hate the team. I played football for their rivals. I don't like them. I like the head coach though.
Yeah. Well, the other stories that I think make people really optimistic is it sounds like he absolutely loves Eugene. His family loves
Yeah.
Eugene.
Yeah.
He loves the O and everything that comes with it and
Mhm.
all the support that the school is giving him. I mean, the fact that he was on the short list for Alabama, I don't know what other job comes up that's going to pull him away from here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they always say that though, right?
Well,
Like,
but
wasn't that Lincoln Riley too?
but I
Remember
mean, you
that
talk
whole
about
crap?
Willie Taggart.
Yeah.
He left the first opportunity they got, and I think he's coaching for the Ravens. He's like a
Willie?
running backs coach or something. I think we looked this up at some
I
point
remember
last
that,
year.
yeah.
And then Mario said he wasn't leaving anywhere, and the Miami job comes over. But when your guy went to William and Jewell College in wherever,
Yeah.
you don't really have to work. And he said that, which is great. But Dan Lanning's not leaving for an alma mater. There's not a better job out there for him. And part of the thing about being in Eugene is there's not the same 10,000-pound elephant pun intended, sitting on your shoulders that you would get at somewhere like Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's part of
for
his
Nike.
allure with Oregon is that he can go there and now he can put his stamp. He can put the Dan Lanning stamp on that green and yellow
Yeah.
and not have to worry about going to somewhere like Alabama and following,
Well, and
Nick
if he
Saban.
wins a national championship at Oregon, the statue goes up, and it's he has carte blanche to it's the Dan Lanning show as long as he wants it to be. And the way they recruit, and some of the guys they get, the way they're making use of the transfer portal, they have a roster that feels like every year it's a reload again. Same thing that Ohio State and Alabama and Georgia, Clemson have. So they're
I think
right there.
family too. He always talks about how his wife and kids love the place.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I think a lot of times, you can kind of get, you can get put sideways. I guess what I'm saying is, I would rather raise my family here than like Alabama or Georgia.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, hey.
It's a two-way street, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody comes with you to whatever job you go to. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna get paid a disgusting amount of money to go coach Alabama, but then at the same time, like, it's your family. They have to go live there
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
They are human beings, by the way.
Well, not all coaches acknowledge that.
Exactly, yeah.
So the fact that he does and is happy in Eugene.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like the
it's-
people that roam around like that, I can only like put the shoe on the other foot. Like,
Yeah.
what if your wife was like a really great coach in the NBA or the WNBA,
Yeah.
and she was like at the end of her like rope, right, in career? Because this is how it always happens with these old guys. Like Mike Brown's a perfect example. They just hop around
Sure. Oh yeah.
because
yeah.
nobody really wants him
Yeah.
there, but they're like,
Well, I mean, just
he
look at
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, they're like, wow, we're getting rid of Thibodeau, and he's
Yeah.
gonna get another job and bounce around, and he's doing the same thing. And now
He's been at a basketball game.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like, oh, it's just
Yeah.
Well, who are you guys thinking? Well, I don't know. Who are the candidates? And they're like, I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy. I don't like that guy. Oh, Mike. Yeah, just
Yeah.
Mike. It's just hire Mike Brown.
What's Mike Brown doing?
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
imagine that with your wife, right? She's just going around constantly, place to place. Like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to move the family every single time. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but
Either way, I like Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
I don't like the Oregon Ducks. I know we're home of the Ducks, but I'm an Oregon State alum.
you're allowed not to like him. Yeah. I mean, well, you're
Are you
not. That's
sure?
why you're.
Yeah,
that's
because
why
I was
you're-
about to
That's
say.
why you're
that.
leaving.
Look, the show that precedes this is hosted by a Coug and a Trojan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
So-
pretty terrible.
So wait, are you guys contractually obligated to just?
Well, no. Well,
Oh.
honestly, this is what Dusty told me. He said so the nice thing about you following Ducks insiders, you don't need to say anything about the Ducks. Like he doesn't even trust me to mention their name. Like even if I have good things to say, he's like, just hold it. Just go ahead and just save your opinions.
Okay.
So yeah, so that was the conversation we had. It's like, yeah, if anything comes up with the Ducks, you can just ignore it. And I'm like, okay, well that works for me. So yeah, not only
That's great because
they
I
don't-
just ignored you.
they don't want to say anything bad about him or anything good. Just you shut up about the Ducks. So, all right. We may or may not have another guest coming in for the final half hour of the bonus hour on the happy hour. So we will find that out. But first, we'll throw it to Jeff Rust with the Sports Center update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Mariners have begun the buying process ahead of the trade deadline, acquiring first baseman Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks in exchange for a pair of pitching prospects. Seattle starting the day 5 games back of Houston in the AL West. They also are currently in the second wild card spot. Those Mariners starting their road trip with a win last night over the Angels in Anaheim. Same two teams back at it tonight. 6:38 first pitch on Root Sports. Brian Wu on the bump opposite Jose Soriano. In the NFL, the Raiders have told defensive tackle Christian Wilkins he has been released under the terminated vested veteran designation. The team voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money based on how he rehabbed from a Jones fracture in his left foot. The NFLPA has filed a grievance on his behalf. And we got 2 weekends left for PGA golfers to make the top 70 in FedEx Cup points for the playoffs from TPC Twin Cities. It's the 3M Open, and I just like to bring this one up because I like saying the name Thorbjorn Olesen. He is at 14 under par, your leader. He shot a 5 under 66 today. He's 1 stroke clear of Jake Knapp at 13 under, Pearson Cootie at 12 under par, and then you've got Matty Schmidt, Chris Kirk, Takumi Kanaya, Sam Stevens at 11 under par. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Russ from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks, the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Anderson back with the bonus hour of the happy hour. And here's how we know it's been a long time since this guy has done radio. He just realized when he heard the Bounce Mouth music that he didn't have any headphones on. Oh, and your mic's not on. You don't know how to turn it on. No.
Now it's on. I got it.
Is that the right one?
I got it. I'm a professional radio producer.
All right.
Nope, that's the wrong one.
Okay,
Holy
let's see if
heck
we've
balls.
got it. We'll see if we can get some noise going to it. Will Darkin's with me. He is done with the Sinner and the Saint because the Sinner and the Saint is no more, but it would not be the Sinner and the Saint without our new guest joining us. Keith Hill, say something into that mic and we'll see if it works.
Let's see if it's going.
Oh,
yeah,
it's not.
I don't know.
It's not.
What the heck?
Oh, my goodness. All right, take Will's
Why don't you
mic.
come over here and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can
Oh,
do
boy.
it like the old NPR skit?
We'll do the Schvetty sisters.
Here, come on in here.
I mean, what could be more fun than cuddling with Will?
I know,
as
right?
We do this together.
So for anybody that didn't listen to the Sinner and Saint circa 2014 through 16, Keith Hill and I were head-to-head in the Hunt for the Host contest, and I still, to this day, will always correct people that go, and this is Luke, he won for the Hunt for the Host. No, I did not.
I've heard you say it, and,
Yep.
and I always think, man, what a good dude. Luke gets such a bad rap for
Yeah.
being a jerk most of the time.
Sure, yeah.
But then, every time they brought that up, said the original winner of Hunt for the Host, you're like, no,
Nope.
actually.
Yeah. So I will never claim to be the winner. Keith Hill was the original winner. Dusty Hara now in studio with us, changing out microphones so we can actually get it to work. Oh, look at him. He's the boss, and now he does absolutely everything.
So wait a minute. I thought you always told me you won that contest.
Yeah, right. You know
In
that I
private.
did. Yeah, in private.
You said
No,
just
no,
don't
no,
tell anyone
no,
else.
You forgot the part. Should have won that
Should have won
contest.
that
It should have won that contest.
There
So,
is no universe that exists that anyone believes you should have won that competition. But you at least gave me a run for my money.
You know what
I
I almost
appreciate that.
you know what I almost did, and I thought of it the other day, and then I forgot today, but I was looking for, I still have somewhere the hashtag Team Keith t-shirt. There was nobody that wanted to win that contest more than you. And I remember we were doing the final interviews. We're in with Isaac and Suk, and they asked the question. They're like, what would this mean to you? And you're like, it's everything. It's all that. I've done this and I've done that. Whatever. And they go, Luke, what would it mean to you? And I'm like, I started this contest with my brother. And no matter how I finish, I'm 160 spots further than he made it.
That's right.
And
And that was the important thing is in your family,
Yeah.
you were the champion.
yeah, so I had already won, and then they offered me this co-hosting gig. Jeff Austin comes on the mic and he goes, "Hey Luke, you and Keith seem to be getting along. We'd love to offer you the co-host spot."
So there's a
And
story that you
do you
may
remember
not
what I
know.
said?
There's a story you may not know about this.
I'm sure they asked you.
So we go to break, and
Yeah.
they're like, okay, so we have option A and option B.
Oh,
They say, option A is, we've got this producer and we want to do a show with him and you and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But we noticed
Yeah.
that every single competition night, you and Luke would sneak to the back,
Grab a
grab
whiskey.
drinks,
Yeah.
and make fun of everybody else who was competing. We think that could be a show. And I was like, I'm all in.
awesome.
And it was great. I was glad you agreed.
Yeah.
Would
Well,
have been
and
embarrassing if you hadn't.
do you remember what I said when Jeff Austin offered me the co-host gig?
I don't think I do.
I said, "Do I still get paid?"
Right. Right. Not as much.
Oh no, absolutely not as much. And
you guys got paid?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
For years.
What?
Yeah, well, and I have to tell this story because this was absolutely hilarious. So Will comes on as our producer. We've already told the story of sitting down and to have drinks, and he
Right.
doesn't drink, and then we wanted to eat meat, and he doesn't eat meat.
Right.
We did all that.
Super awkward.
But
I thought
the one that was really awkward to me, because you did end up eating Spam that same day, which was
Oh
also weird.
yeah, this was great.
We came in to do this big photo shoot
Oh
for,
my gosh.
for the Sinner and the Saint.
Yes.
And
And it was not short.
No, it
Took forever.
Yeah, and you did like a wardrobe change, and like we did
I
the whole
followed all
thing.
the rules.
and we did all of the three of us with arms around each other, and the Sinner and the Saint, and,
and
Will
dude,
was.
you wore a Trump tie.
Yeah, I did. It was.
It's true.
It is, and not just like a big fat tie. It was a
No,
Trump
it was a
brand
Donald Trump
tie.
branded
Yeah,
tie.
and I still have it.
I know you
Yes,
still
I do.
have it.
I've
And
got
you
two-
didn't tell anybody until I saw the back of the tag, and I go,
No,
"Is
no,
that a Trump tie?" And you go,
This-
"Yeah."
Yeah, it was. I did not tell anybody. But we take all of these pictures and we have it. It's all ready to go on the website. And we go out to lunch, and Keith goes, "Guys,
Gotta
I'm quitting
talk
the
to
show." Because your girls were
They were starting sports,
Yep.
and it was Saturday was my only free day. I mean, I was working Monday through Friday, my normal job. My wife and I still serve in ministry in a church in Portland, and it's So literally, we had no time. So Saturday was my time. My girls started sports, and I'm missing everything.
Yeah.
And they're like, Dad, you going to come to my cross country race? And I'm like, no, Izzy, I'm going to drink beer and make fun of local sports.
I have priorities.
Right,
Wow,
right.
you didn't just make fun of local sports; you also really promoted Auburn.
I did.
Which people loved.
They loved it.
It's
They loved it.
amazing the response that we
It
got.
was-
Everybody loved it.
But listen, what did they tell us? People who liked us would listen for about 30 minutes on average.
Yep.
People who hated us listened for over an hour.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
This was real.
It was very, very,
Every
very
time
true.
I said it's the Pac-8, let's go.
It's-
and who knew it was prophetic.
It's like those Twitter posts where somebody comments in and says, "Who cares?" It's like, well, guess what?
You
cared
do.
enough. You just cared enough to come in here and say, "Who cares?"
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
Exactly. So then we take all the photos. We didn't take a single photo with just me and Will.
Nope. I'm
Um,
sure editing had a blast after that.
yeah, I think we had to do
Oh,
the
yeah.
editing.
Yeah.
Right,
We did.
we laughed about that.
It got slim pickings once you left, Keith.
I tried so hard to tell somebody that I was leaving. I could not get a hold of a soul.
That's hilarious.
And so finally I was like, guys, I'm just going to take you to lunch.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I know
Oh,
we
I
just
had to do the
spent all
same
this
thing
money
here.
on promotion.
I had to officially email Dusty. I think a couple days ago, where I was like I'm quitting, right? Like you have to do that whole process. He's like, oh yeah, of course."
Yeah.
By the way,
You're fired.
On it.
Yeah.
On it. I'm on it.
Yeah. So, so you come out and you tell us you're leaving, but you were cool enough to stay. So this is like the funny full circle thing. It was right around that time I found out I was having twins.
Right.
So you stayed and did the final shows until I finished paternity leave, and so now here we are. I've got 2 8-year-olds. Will just had his second, and then your girls who were
21 and 20.
But when you left, they were 13 and 14 or whatever it was.
Yes, maybe.
If that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what are they up to, and what's?
So Gabby is my oldest. She's 21. She is finishing her degree at Fox and then headed to law school. And Izzy is 20, and she is a theater major at Missouri State. She was cast 20 times last year.
Wow.
If you see her on Broadway or in a major movie one day, you'll be like, oh, does she seem familiar? Yeah. It's Izzy Hill.
I really
Portland.
wanted to major in theater at Oregon State, and they told you can't if you play athletics.
Right.
Because you have to do the extracurricular with theater, and it's a conflict thing.
So when I left to coach Izzy in basketball. So I'm still coaching at Kingsway, by the way.
Oh, nice. Are you really awesome?
Yeah, 6 league titles. We're having a
Oh,
blast
watch
out there.
out! Wow,
If you-
it's a private school. How much recruiting is going on there?
I do not recruit anybody, but if you want your kid to be able
yeah,
to play
yeah.
in college, you should probably bring her to Kingsway Christian. Scholarships are available. No recruiting, though.
You
of any
tell me
kind.
when you win with a public school, then I'll be impressed. So.
Anyway, all that to be said is they wanted her to play intramural at
Yeah.
Missouri State. And she was like, okay, well, here's my schedule. And they're like, oh, yeah, no.
Never mind.
Yeah.
But not a lot of, 6'1", forwards out there that can move like Izzy can. So there was a lot of interest. But theater is her love.
See,
So
that's why
what
she's
she
got
said.
to command the NIL dollars.
Oh, yeah.
The dollars. I would have gotten the NIL dollars when I played. From
Right.
local dealerships. Probably not.
Somebody would have done it.
Somebody in
Somebody.
Laco would have been all
Right.
over it.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we got one more segment. We'll say farewell to the Sinner and the Saint. Share some more stories. The good ones will be told here when we go on the little break, and I'm sure we'll carry some of those over from the commercials.
How many can
onto
be
the
shared on
airwaves.
air? That's really what.
Well,
we
that's
gotta
what I'm
think
saying.
about.
We'll figure out what
right.
we'll talk about.
The
but
stories can be shared. It might just be the vocabulary.
more bonus hour of the Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
See
Welcome back in, kids. We've got the original Saint, Keith Hill, with us.
One last time.
We've got the faux Saint, Will Darkins, in with us.
That's right.
We're wrapping up the Sinner and Saint run.
We are going to fight, just so you know. There's going to be a mixed martial arts fight between Will and I at the end to determine who the actual Saint was.
No shirts.
Well, I will say,
enter, one man leaves.
That's right.
I couldn't tell you the name of the listener, but we were sitting in that studio, and somebody goes, well, what should the name of the show be? And somebody texted in Sinner and Saint.
Yep.
Because everybody knew we had talked, about who we were so much on the air. So
Right.
Keith, everybody knew that you were with the ministry and
Yeah.
everything that you did.
Yep.
And everybody knew that I wasn't.
Right.
And so somebody threw in that, and we did so well with the Sinner and the Saint that when you left, Will and I sat down with Jeff Austin, and he goes, well, what's the vision of the show? And, well, he asked me and I go, you know what? Will and I have a good rapport. I go, I'd love to just keep the show just Will and I and keep rolling. And because we'd done some shows without you,
Absolutely.
and they always felt good. And so
Better.
yeah. Well, obviously. So he goes, well, what do you want to call it? He goes, do you mind if we just keep it the Sinner and the Saint? And because we'd come up with some names, and he was like, let's not ruin the brand. So we just stuck with like, hey, we're all a little sinner. We're all a little saint.
That's right.
And we'll just kind of keep the thing rolling. But your one condition was you're like, well, I want a producer.
Yes.
You're like, I'll do this. But
I was pretty up my own ass at that point.
I mean, it's hard, though. It's hard to juggle and to be a part.
You did get a producer. It was you.
So when we originally launched, so the idea was, because I liked the flow of the show. So anytime you stepped out, Keith, it was I would step into the one chair.
Right.
And we just had this there was just a little pace to the show that I really liked, where it wasn't interrupted by a producer. Rust, I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the very
I'm sorry,
first.
what? Interrupting what?
The very first episode, we came on the air and we had a producer, and he goes, hey guys, I'm just gonna let you know that as soon as I get you guys on the air, I have to go help Rick Mahorn get set up with the feed to Detroit. He came in and he was in one of our other studios doing
Rick Mahorn.
Right.
doing the Pistons pregame show.
There was a lot of that happened, by the way, at the old
I
station.
mean, yeah. We're like, oh well, you
People
can't.
around the country. We got what's her name? Sarah Spain did one.
Yes.
Yep,
I remember that.
Yeah. So we. You were very excited to meet Sarah Spain.
I wanted to meet her.
I know.
And I did.
I recall. Oh, did you?
I would.
She
be
wasn't
excited
having
to
it.
meet Sarah.
Yeah. She was like, she could have cared less. I opened the door for her, and that was it. And she was like, where's the bathroom? Where's the studio? I was like, there and there. She's like, thank you.
But yeah,
That's
so
it.
we do our first episode of the Sinner and the Saint. We're sitting there and we get to 12 minutes of the segment, producer's not back. We get to 15 minutes, nobody. We get to 27 minutes, and I'm like, we're talking. I'm motioning to Will. I'm like, go and get us out into the break.
Yeah.
And then you end up producing the rest of the show. And I think that was the end of having a
after
producer.
that, it was
That's how it
just
became.
us.
But that's how it became a two-man show. We kept it the Sinner and the Saint because of the legacy that you had laid down.
I appreciate that.
There. So, what were your favorite moments, Keith, from when we did the Sinner and the Saint? I know one of them, which is hilarious.
Yes, the one it's always repeated in a long drive with my family in the car is when we had the big fat wieners guy on as our food guest. We did the growler in the grill, and on the air he came up with his own theme song.
Well, what was really funny, so Joe Fisher was our producer at that point. It was before Will was our producer, and Fish was he was geared up about the growler and the grill, and he goes, I found a guy for you.
I found a guy.
And so
he's amazing.
And so Joe Fisher gets all the credit, and we ended up working with him for a long time. He ended up doing the golf tournament every year.
Yeah.
And
he fed us reindeer sausage.
He got us a reindeer sausage guy, and that guy's right around the corner. And I think Joe still goes and picks it up. And we had a promotions gal that knows the guy. The reindeer sausage guy's money. But for whatever reason, I was just picturing the image of this big fat wieners truck, and I looked at him and I go, well, ice cream trucks have a song.
I'm such a juvenile. I cannot hear big fat wieners and not chuckle under my breath every gall darn time.
That's the point.
Yeah.
But without missing a beat, this guy Dave Thornton, great dude. And I'll let you do your imitation.
I'll do my best.
And I go, does the big fat wieners truck have a song that plays?
Big fat wieners.
I
Put
tried to find-
them in your mouth.
I tried to find it. It's not in the system
That's-
anymore.
now
It's
now
sad.
you have a version of it. Because, I mean, it was
Well, I
it
stepped
was
over
radio
you too,
gold.
so I
Oh,
apologize.
well, and he did it live, like in the moment. We're all crying, laughing.
Yeah.
And then we bring him back. So then I get the sales job, and I was like, oh, let's get him on as a sponsor for the golf tournament. And then he came in, and we did a recording session. And the funny thing was, the live report that he did it like one take, and it was perfect gold on the show. It took him like 8 takes to even figure out how to do it. I was just in there. I was like, no, and I was directing him.
There's a difference when it's
Yeah.
organic the first time.
Dude,
right?
I remember this, and he like he drew himself hoarse.
Oh,
Like he kept doing takes over and over, and by like halfway through, he was like, "All right, yeah, give me
Oh,
just
yeah.
a second with some water."
Yeah.
And he's like drinking water.
Yeah, because I think you were producing it.
yeah,
I was directing.
he
it.
was like heaving the lines out, and I was
Okay,
like, "Dude, calm down."
I've got one more real fast. This
Oh
is
yeah,
this is
dude.
a
Yeah,
short
so,
one.
you're good. You're good.
Joey McCullough was our first producer.
Oh yes, he was.
And we had a whiskey guest
What
on.
did we call him? Jammers.
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 Yep. He booked a whiskey guest for us, and they made the mistake of giving him a pour as well. And he knocks that glass over on the soundboard, and
That's
everything
right. I forgot about that. Yeah, we're sitting in there. Just what were we drinking? It was.
We a ton.
I know,
because
well,
it was,
we
it
were,
was
yeah, for
Jen from Southern Imports.
Oh,
and she lined the whole
that
window with
Four
bottles.
Roses
Yes.
and
every
yeah.
manner
That's
of
right,
Four
yeah.
Roses
Yep.
offering there
yeah, we had, like,
was.
single barrel and everything. And
Well,
he-
and then the Elliott Select, and like
Yep.
it was crazy what she put
Yep.
out, and made the mistake of giving Joey a pour, and he shut the whole show down by spilling it on the soundboard.
I'm surprised you guys got away with that with the whole. Because
Oh, yeah.
I know Jeff wasn't like super strict about the like don't drink in the studio.
well, yeah.
but like
got
everybody
more
broke
strict
the
after
rule.
that.
Yeah.
Well, that
Everybody-
one wasn't the one that got us in trouble.
I feel like
There-
it's a pretty easy thing to be like, though. Don't put a beverage right next to the GD control board.
You'd think.
yeah. Well,
You know,
listen,
you live and you learn.
You think? Well, there was one where we.
And I love Joey.
Yeah. Well, there was
Joey
one where we had
McCullough.
somebody in doing like the growler and the grill, and then we also, because we would cover high school football, and we
Right.
did this thing where we would have like every once in a while we
High
get
school
like a player
football
of the
player
game,
of the week.
and we'd invite them in, and we're drinking whiskey, and then
Booze
the,
everywhere.
and the player of the game comes in, and it's a high school student,
Yeah.
and we're sitting there like, this is great whiskey. And we look over, and we're like, oh, this isn't a good
This
look.
is bad.
This isn't a
Real
good
bad.
look. And we self-checked ourselves on that. And then Jeff Austin goes, you know, I had a thought. And I was like, we had the same thought at
Dude.
the same time.
Well,
and so
but
we did.
I will also say the segment that he always wanted us to do that we never got to was to bring in a police officer to track your blood alcohol level. And we were going to feed him booze throughout
Yeah.
the show and see where he was when we started and finished.
Well, we never finished
Never
that.
did that
Never
one.
did that.
Yeah.
So
That could
so-
be a fun
Well, you-
exercise with me, but I wouldn't be starting at probably .00.
yeah.
Well, it is called the
drunk,
happy
Russ?
hour, so I feel like you could maybe make that happen now.
Well, yeah, that was one of the things when Dusty and I sat down. I'm like, you're giving me an hour show every day. I go thinking back to the growler and the grill that we had on the Sinner and the Saint. And I was like, it feels like it has to be happy hour.
Has to be.
And he goes, well, let me think if I can think of anything else. And he comes back to me Monday. He's like, I've got it. The fan happy hour. I'm like, oh
It's a
yeah.
huge difference.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the magic, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hey, listen,
That's
that's why he got the big seat.
program manager magic.
Yeah.
You come with the ideas. He
that
comes
college
with
degree
pizzazz.
working right there.
That's right.
That's right. Well, and he knew he's like I can't just leave it there. I have to add my thing to so when you hear happy hour, that's me.
Yeah.
When you hear the fan, that's Dusty.
Oh my.
And then they sent me the logo. And I'm like, make the fan smaller. Like, it's too big on that logo. Make it smaller.
So,
that's-
Luke, tell me a little bit about this adventure. So,
Dude, this-
what's this going to be like from
It's-
day to day when I tune in? What am I going to hear on the
Well,
happy
they
hour?
asked me what show I wanted to do. So there was a search for the co-host replacement for Dusty and Patrick, and I'm still doing sales for the station. So they didn't want a 3-hour show in the middle of the workday is going to
And
kind
I'm
of throw
still
things off.
stuck over here as a
Oh,
producer.
shut up, Rust!
Rust is so ready to quit.
It's because he has those amazing drop-ins just like that.
Just like that.
Rust is just
Dynamite drop in, Monty.
Broadcasting
kids-
school is really paying off.
My kids haven't seen me in a week. Rust is just ready.
My wife has to yell at the neighbors without me and
hate you
talk
guys
to the
so much.
police when they show up. So so he goes, what would you want your show to be if you had it? And I basically told him, I go, I want PTI meets Sinner and Saint. Let's just go quick hitter. If I got, and this was before I even knew I had an hour. The Growler on the Grill was always fun, but I loved Good versus Evil. It was let's just get something with pace. And Will made that segment because he always had like the wry one-liners that if you weren't paying attention, you would miss like the slam that he had on Windhorse or whoever.
Anthropomorphic Marshmallow Man.
Yes,
Brian
exactly.
Windhorst.
But the little setup with that, and I go, and they asked me, they go, like, as a producer, I go, I want somebody that can be funny as a producer, and I said Jeff Rust would be fantastic.
Wow.
So
there we go.
That was a conversation. That was a conversation we had, and then they came back to me with like, hey, let's do it as an hour show. It'll be, and I thought it would be earlier in the day, but then when I found out I got to be the lead-in for Isaac Atsuk,
just doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. So I was like, this is great. So I wouldn't be here without
I was
you guys.
already the midday producer.
Oh, would you call Ryan Buckley could do a 5-hour day.
It's good. Pit them against each other.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Good. Yeah. So, but yeah, without the center of the same, without you, turns out you going, yeah, I think it's a good idea to have Luke come as a co-host. None of this happens. If I didn't have fun doing this, I would not do it, and I wouldn't have fun without you guys to get it started. So I appreciate you both. And now, get the hell out of here. This is my show.
Loved every minute. It was awesome. Congratulations on all your success. You deserve every bit of it.
I appreciate it. Congratulations to you and your daughters and everything that you got going on. Will, you've got a full house to take care of now, so you guys are awesome. I appreciate it. We'll get into the regular happy hour, put Russ to work, and we'll do it next. It's 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
Go Knights.
We all
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Jeff Rust with your Sports Center update. First on the Fan, the Mariners have begun the buying process ahead of the trade deadline, acquiring first baseman Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks in exchange for a pair of pitching prospects. Seattle starts the day 5 games back of Houston in the AL West, and also currently in the second wild card spot. The Mariners also, they started the road trip last night with a win over the Angels in Anaheim. Same two teams back at it tonight, 6:38 first pitch on Root Sports. Brian Wu on the bump for Seattle, opposite Jose Soriano for Los Angeles. Over in the NFL, Browns linebacker Jordan Hicks announced this morning he is retiring. He missed the first 2 days of training camp due to what the team called a personal matter. Prior to spending last year in Cleveland, Hicks spent 4 seasons in Philadelphia, 3 in Arizona, and 2 in Minnesota. And the Raiders have informed defensive tackle Christian Wilkins he's being released under the terminated vested veteran designation. The team voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money based on how he rehabbed from a Jones fracture in his left foot. The NFLPA has filed a grievance on his behalf. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Luke, don't call your mom. You should just call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Hey, it's on. Look, it's on. Oh, it's on. It is so on.
Pull up a chair, grab a cold one, smoke 'em if you got 'em. It's time for the Fan Happy Hour. On the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan. Here's your host, Luke Anderson.
Oh, that was fun. Great to see Keith Hill. I hope everybody enjoyed hearing his voice again. I mean it, man. That was it was fun from day one. I think the only time that he and I were nervous doing a show was the very first one we did. Always had a great time. Always fun doing a show with Will. So we'll miss those guys. I'll keep up with them. And you know what? Maybe on Fridays when we don't have a guest, we will just pop one of those guys in from time to time. We do have our first.
That would be a great time.
Yeah, we do have
Absolutely.
our first guest. So I think we've been trying to kind of slow drip what we're doing with the format of this show. So we've got the Tuesday, we're doing the play-by-play back, which we premiered. So you'll get your play-by-play commentary. Wednesday, we're going to do what we're calling the subtext, which is that podium audio. We'll try to read between the lines of what people are saying. Yesterday, we did our first pick'em. I also realized that I posted it a little bit late on social media. So if anybody's trying to get into it, it's too late because the Mariners' first game started. I can't let you get a free game. But once we get into football season, you guys pick right along. We'll get you a spot to join us on Thursdays. What we're doing on Fridays, and today we'll have our first one, is getting comedians to come on and talk about their sports team. So we'll have a very good friend of mine from when I started doing stand-up. The first time I was in a radio studio was not the Hunt for the Host. I used to sit in Comp Rock in Vegas, 92.3 Comp Rock. With my buddy Brandon the Gooch Hahn, and we would sit there and write dirty jokes for our stand-up while he was working because he did 7 to midnight at Comp Rock, and now he's a morning show host, and he'll join us at 2:30. He is originally from Ohio, so he's a big Ohio State and Browns fan, so we should be able to dovetail off of everything that happened with Big Ten Media Week and how much of a disaster the Browns are and how difficult it is to be a fan there. So I'm sure he's got some good stuff. And then we'll do that every Friday. We're trying to line up some future guests, and if we miss them, maybe we'll grab Will or Keith and have them jump in and join us. So you mentioned it there in your update, Mr. Rust.
Mm-hmm.
Mariners making a move.
Yeah.
The first ones to kind of strike for the update or for the trade deadline coming up. So great to see them going out and making moves. Now, this isn't uncommon for the Mariners. They didn't do anything in the offseason, but if you remember last year, they go out and they had Randy Arozarena at the deadline, getting him to come in and be an extra bat. They ended up missing the postseason. And if you don't remember what Randy Arozarena did when he was with Tampa Bay, when he made the playoffs, he just went nuclear. And so
Randy Arozarena.
That's right. So you've got that. A couple of years ago, they ended up shipping out Paul Sewald, which didn't feel like a great move.
Yeah.
But they did make a deadline move, I guess. But in 2022 is when they got Luis Castillo. So you've got these guys that are, integral to your roster right now that were moves. They add Josh Naylor, which I think is hopefully just the first domino to fall in this. There's talk that they're still going to go after Eugenio Suarez, who is a former Mariner, and getting him to come back can play for the Mariners would be fantastic. But they had a huge hole at first base. So you started the season with Rowdy Tellez. He's been released. You move over to kind of first base by committee with Solano and Luke Raley. But going out and getting Naylor, not only do you solidify the first base position, but you get somebody that hits for average and doesn't strike out, which is fantastic because the Mariners sit 25th or 26th in the most strikeouts in Major League Baseball. 13th fewest strikeouts is Josh Naylor. So I think already a good start, but hopefully they can add a little bit more and we can see what the Mariners continue to do.
Yes, it is. It is nice that. Well, I'm hearing a phone.
You
ringing
okay?
Here. Yeah, no. So all of a sudden I heard like a loud phone ring in here. No, it's great that they add a guy with a low strikeout rate.
Yep.
But some of the issue that I have with this is the term slugger too loosely used?
Probably, or just, not well thought out.
I mean, he's had a couple good years the last couple years. He's got 11 home runs and I think 59 RBI on the season.
He had 30 home runs
last year. I think it was 31. Yes.
So, I guess you can consider that a slugger, but, slugging is extra base hits and all of that. His slugging percentage sits around 440 for a career. He's a little above that this year. I would think
444 for his career.
Well, there you go.
And he's at 447 this year.
See?
So you are not incorrect, sir.
So, but I would say if you're going to go slugger, you're probably looking at 500-600 for slugging percentage. So if you're above 500, I would say you're a slugger to be a, defined as a like go-to slugger.
Yeah.
You want to be around 600.
So
yeah.
Well,
I'd say
and last year,
probably not.
Last year, 31 home runs. 2023, 17.
Yeah.
And then in 2022, he had 20 home runs.
Yeah. Well, here. The thing is, it's about solidifying this lineup and kind of knowing what you have, as hopefully going into the postseason where you kind of know who your guys are and getting somebody out there that can get on base. I don't know where they're going to put him in the lineup. It sounds like he'll be in Anaheim today. So they have their second one with the Angels tonight. So hopefully they can make this work. But I would like to see them add a power bat.
Yeah.
So
it'd be nice if they had
they can get Suarez back.
Yeah, I wonder what he would look like in a Mariners uniform.
I think we know what he would look like in
Right?
Mariners. Let's see if he can keep crushing like the way he is, man. Holy cow!
Yeah, boy, should have held on to him, huh?
What? You know what? If you knew what everybody was going to do, I always loved it when all they did was re-sign Polanco, and then he looked like he was going to break every major league record. He has not been good since then, but his April was absolutely insane.
Well, sure, but you could forgive the Mariners for doing something like that if they didn't have the history of the Seattle Mariners.
I'm not forgiving them. I'm just saying, that I didn't expect him to go and do what he's doing right now. But guess what? When Cal Raleigh said, $100 million for the next 6 years, he didn't expect to do what he's doing now
no,
either.
Exactly. And guess
so
what?
That's
now
a
he is dropping
baseball.
unexpected deuces all over the Major League Baseball.
Unexpected. Well, they're fantastic. All right, let's do some in case you missed it. Get some jokes for y'all. We going Benny Hill?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I keep getting caught off guard.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll get it. We'll get it.
We'll get there. I just need reminders.
Yeah.
I'm like the Tommy Boy. The brain's all clogged with.
Listen. Next week we're not gonna have this bonus hour and all these yahoos jumping in with us. In that first hour, you and I can actually sit down and prep. It'll be fantastic. In case you missed it, yesterday Jet fans lost their minds because Justin Fields left the practice. What ended up being a dislocated toe. Today, everybody lost their minds because he returned to the sideline. There hasn't been this much excitement around the foot of a Jets quarterback since Rex Ryan was fired. What? You can't laugh and hit the boo button. You did this yesterday.
I certainly can. I am the captain now.
That's all right. This one I'm going to need your help on. Bill Belichick said that the coverage of his relationship is just noise. Jeff Russ, do you have that noise?
No, I just right now got reminded of this. This is the problem.
I reminded you.
I know you did. You did, and it's not
Okay.
your fault. I'm saying it. This is entirely on
Let
me.
me know when you're ready. I can redo the setup.
Yeah, well, I gotta.
It can't be just noise because I'm pretty sure
No,
it's
it's
silent.
going to take a couple
pretty
minutes. So
I-
basically, we're late.
Listen, here, I'm going to do a different joke then.
Okay.
It can't be just noise because I'm pretty sure it's silent when the Viagra kicks in. No? You're the worst. I don't even know if you're laughing at the joke. You're just laughing at pushing the boo button.
Right now, I'm just between trying to go through YouTube and clicking buttons.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, I sent it to you at 9 a.m. this morning or before that. Aaron Rodgers' first pass at Steelers training camp was picked off by linebacker Patrick Queen. Rodgers said he was happy to get it out of the way. I believe that's the same thing he said about his family relationships. No? Hey. All right, we got one. We got one.
You got one laugh.
What's that?
So you got one laugh.
Yeah, it felt like
there
a
we
pity.
go.
Felt like a pity laugh. We will get it figured out. On the other side, we'll get you the other Bill Belichick.
I'm all about the pity takes.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll get the
That's how I got my wife.
We'll get the Bill Belichick that I artfully crafted at 8:00 this morning and sent Jeff the sound for, so he could be
I'll get
ready
it in
for
right
it.
now.
So you got it now?
No, I said I will get it in right now. I have to record it and then dump it into the
Well,
system.
okay.
Yes, I'm working.
So
I'm trying. I really am trying.
We'll have that to start the Daily Buzz. We do it next. It's Happy Hour with Luke Anderson on 105.1 The Fan.
Fan Happy Hour.
The Buzz.
Here's your host, Luke Anderson.
As much as I'd like to just trash on Jeff Rust for not being ready at the moment, I forgot something too in the first segment, trying to do that recycle back. So yesterday we were talking about the best double features. Did you think of your ultimate sports double feature, Mr. Rust? Mine is, if you're going, so one actor in two sports movies.
Right.
We asked you this at the end of yesterday's show. We gave you 23 hours to think about it. Mine was matched by a couple people. It is Woody Harrelson. It is White Man Can't Jump, followed by Kingpin. Because when I was a kid, we always watched two movies. My dad would fall asleep at the end of both of them. But we'd go to Albertsons. He'd pick out the VHS. He'd get a gallon of ice cream in the carton. And then he would open up the entire box and cut it with a knife. And everybody get their slab of ice cream. And we'd sit down and watch movies. But it was always two.
Yeah.
But if you could pick the same actor in two sports movies, mine is Woody Harrelson. White Men Can't Jump. Kingpin. It's been agreed to. So
and you're talking about watching these movies
back to back
with said actor?
Yeah,
like
it's to be the same actor. Yeah, back to back. Because we've got two.
Well, no, what I'm
Happy
saying
Gilmores.
is like you are watching these movies together. You are alongside.
Oh, that would be even better.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Oh no, I was just thinking like if you're gonna pick one guy, because we've got Happy Gilmore 2 coming out, so you can sit and watch both movies, or you can just watch one. But the people threw in. Somebody said Paul Newman, take your pick. Color of Money, The Hustle, Slapshot. That was from Deal. Somebody said the Will Ferrell triple feature is Blades of Glory, Semi-Pro, and Talladega Nights. That's a lot for me.
Solid.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Solid. You know what? I will take every bit of Will Ferrell that I can get.
Yeah, and then several people pointing out how prolific Kevin Costner is with his sports movies, and you can take your pick from Field of Dreams, Bull Durham, Tin Cup. From
See,
there.
that's
but
where
a lot of people not committing to the double feature.
That's where I was going to say though. It's probably like a Bull Durham and a Field of Dreams.
See, that's baseball.
But when I thought in my head though too, in terms of that's why I asked you about watching it with said actor.
I love that idea.
I'm not sure that I would want to sit down and watch those with Kevin Costner. I feel like that would not be as fun of a hang as Woody Harrelson. Because hey, it'd be a lot cooler if you did. But
well, that's a different.
I
actor.
realize that as Matthew McConaughey, but yes,
but they are buddies.
It's the connotation.
Does he have two sports movies? Because he's got the
McConaughey?
Marshall. He's got the whatever the
We Are
Marshall movie
Marshall.
was.
We Are Marshall.
We Are Marshall. Yeah, okay. Maybe something like that.
Ooh.
Does he have a second sports movie?
I don't know. Can you count Dazed and Confused because of how many paddlings the kids get in that movie?
Well, they were getting ready for football season, and the kid does play baseball.
Mitchie.
Yeah,
he's playing baseball.
He's throwing baseball. They're getting ready for football season, signing their commitment papers.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
There we go. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
If my internet search put Forrest Gump as a sports movie because he plays some ping pong and some football. Yeah. I think I'll allow it. The number one grossing movie was Fast and Furious because there's auto racing. Get lost.
Well, see, the thing, but
get lost.
And we talked about this. It is not auto racing.
It's street racing, which is not.
It is street racing, which is not the same as auto racing.
Totally.
But
That's what they said.
The Fast and Furious franchise, all of it is still. That's one of my guilty pleasures.
Is it really?
Oh, absolutely. I will watch the hell out of every one of those, except for the ones without Vin Diesel, which is weird.
Yeah,
because he wasn't in Too Fast,
Tokyo Drift,
and in Tokyo Drift that's like the redheaded stepchild of the franchise.
I've only ever watched the first one,
and also apparently the Tokyo Drift, while it is number 3 chronologically, in how they were released,
when they were released,
apparently it's supposed to take place between 5 and 6.
Well, you know what? I'm going to ask you politely to just stop talking about Fast and Furious right now. Can you do that for me? I mean, this is a professional courtesy.
Okay.
Shut up.
I'm going to say one more point.
No!
One of my favorite points about the Fast and Furious franchise.
Sorry, listeners.
And I think it goes back to, is it from the first one?
I don't know.
Where they go to race.
I don't care.
Where they go to race in the desert and it's called Race Wars.
Okay.
Race Wars.
Gotcha. Okay, fine.
Race Wars.
Fine. I get it. I get the joke. You ready to try that Bill Belichick joke? This isn't going to work. It's been hyped way too much.
Wars.
Okay. I hope that has been isolated, and we may have our first show drop.
Race Wars.
You set it up.
Gotta make sure.
Wait, I'll go clear. Go.
Race Wars.
There you go. All right, you got it. Bill Belichick told the media that any conversations about his relationship is just noise. Jeff Rust, are these the noises?
Take
me to Pleasure Town.
Oh, we're going there.
Yeah, probably.
All right, we assume that these are the noises. Wait for it.
I freaking love you back.
Very, very.
And again, I will take all of Will Ferrell.
Yeah, well, I get.
Do me on it.
There you go. Those are the noises that Bill Belichick was talking about. I got to laugh on that one from you, my friend. All right, a couple little stories that I wanted to get to from you, for you. The Christian Wilkins story is, it sounds like it's going to turn into a mess. So he signed a 4-year, $100 million contract, $110 million contract. He has been released by the Raiders, and they are terminating the guaranteed money, or voiding the guaranteed money under what they're calling terminated vested veteran. This goes down to a debate over the care that he got for a Jones fracture. You know what a Jones fracture is?
Well, I'm going to guess with the word fracture, there is some sort of a break.
It is your fifth
and it would-
metatarsal on your on his left foot. I had the same one on my left foot. So it is.
So that is the one. So that's not the toe, but
Nope.
it's the bone outside linking to the pinky toe.
Yes, it is. So if you follow the pinky toe all the way up, it is where the next large bone in your foot. So the one that
Yes.
takes up the most distance on your foot, where it meets the midfoot.
Yes.
There's a tendon that goes there, and
Gotcha.
either from repeated use and stress or a twist. So what I did was I was stupid enough to get talked into playing a game of basketball, and I go, I don't want to play. I already untied my shoes, and they're like, oh, it's fine. You don't have to try hard. And so I went and played like a final game of basketball at the old Vancouver Hoop without tying my shoes, and just shot threes. And then I landed on somebody's foot, rolled my ankle, and the tendon pulls so hard on that bone that it fractures your foot.
Gotcha.
So there's a couple different ways that you can fracture it. You don't have to have surgery. I didn't, just went boot.
I think that is what I hurt at the fan NFL draft combine.
Okay.
In my right foot.
You roll your
And
ankle
it's
over.
still no, it wasn't
Yeah.
my ankle, but it is that I feel like it's that fifth
Yeah.
metatarsal in my right foot,
Yeah.
and it still bugs me. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Move.
Yeah, as you roll. Yeah. So that's what
It
it.
sucks and it hurts.
Yeah, it's a bad injury.
Still.
So,
And we're
anyways,
like,
doctors
we're like 10 years later now.
doctors recommended that this giant football player should probably have the surgery because his feet are getting more repeated stress than yours and mine.
Fair enough.
And after all of the multiple opinions, he said, "Nope, I'm going to go this way." So, based on that dispute, the Raiders have decided that they can go and void his guaranteed money, which accounts for $35.2 million
Yeah, that's
remaining, which is why the NFLPA is now in on the conversation.
That's a pretty big matzo ball.
Yeah. So
Yeah, 35. I mean, yeah, 35. They have to be really pissed at him.
Yeah.
For the way that he went at his rehab for this
Yeah.
and ignoring the doctor's orders. But
bridges
Yeah.
very much burnt. Speaking of big matzo balls, story 2 will go to Tampa Bay. Did you see that their rookie, his name is Desmond Watson, came into camp a little bit overweight. So they're having rest until he loses that weight. Did you see how many pounds this man weighed when he showed up for camp?
I'm sorry. Remind me of the position.
He is an interior defensive lineman, I believe.
Ooh. So we're gonna go beefy.
Yeah.
Are we topping 4 bills?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we
Yeah.
going 450?
He is too heavy to participate in practice.
Well, I mean that's just. I
He
feel
came in at 454 at his pro day. He is an undrafted free agent. At his pro day, he was listed at 464 pounds. So that will make him the heaviest NFL player ever. The previous record holder was Aaron Gibson, who played for multiple teams, but played in a regular season game at 410 pounds. He was an offensive tackle. But this kid is waiting until it's healthy for him to go and play. So basically,
Is
they
that when
said
the Golden
that
Corral closes?
they are trying to ensure that he is in optimal condition to allow him to participate in practice or games. Some other very heavy people that played football, Terrell Brown weighed in at 403 pounds. He played for the St. Louis Rams in 2013. Nate Newton, three-time Super Bowl champ and Pro Bowler, played at 401 pounds. He played from 86 to 99. And then, of course, William, the Refrigerator Perry, played at 390 pounds. So this is significantly heavier than any of those dudes.
Well, you figure what? You're going to add an extra 50 to that at 400, and so that's, 20%? My math is bad.
Yeah, so
That's
it's the Refrigerator Perry plus a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Like the Refrigerator Perry with like 1.5 of
carrying my daughter on his back.
Yes, with one and a half of my kids on his back. So that's what this guy is bringing into camp. Speaking of giant people trying to play football, did you see what Florida tried to do with their basketball player on their football team?
I did not.
There's a young man. I do not know how to pronounce his name, but he is 7'9". I think that he is French, so it is, we'll say, Olivier Roux.
Sure, sounds good.
Very
nice.
Roux. Roux?
RIO.
Yeah.
Roux.
Okay.
Yeah.
Olivier
Like
Roux
some flour
is
and butter.
7'9" and plays for the Florida basketball team. He is the the tallest teenager in the world. 7'9". They had him try out for the special team unit on the Florida football team. They had him stand on the defensive line and see if he could knock down kicks.
Yeah.
It did not work.
No.
So he will not be playing football.
He wasn't lining up at nose tackle?
Yeah, they basically had him lining up. They just they were just seeing if it would work.
Right.
So I think they just had him stand in front of the long snapper and just stretch out his arms and see if he could block any kicks.
Worth a shot, right?
Despite his impressive height, Roux was unable to effectively block any kicks during the workout. This was primarily due to the limited vertical leap.
Well, maybe they need to get him in conjunction with I forget who it is on the Commanders defensive line on the special teams that keeps he kept trying to jump over the line and time it correctly.
Well,
I
always
get those two together.
I always think back to Cam Chancellor.
Cam Chancellor.
Cam Chancellor trying to do that. This guy has a total vertical leap of 11 inches, so it ended up not working.
Wow, I think even I can beat that. 11?
Well, maybe we'll measure that. We'll see if we can we'll test your vertical leap. We'll have Jake video it after
Fair
the show,
enough.
and we'll see what your vertical leap is.
There we go.
I don't know if I could hit 11 right now. I just feel old. So,
and just as a reminder, I am wearing a shirt that says "Be kind, it's not that hard." So.
Okay, we are definitely getting your vertical leap. We'll get it measured after the show. Those are the stories that got my attention. Let's go over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, and Russ can tell us what we missed.
So this one came out today. I've not yet included this in any of my updates. At least 100 players from roughly half of the NFL's 32 teams face fines and possible suspension for allegedly selling their allotted tickets to this year's Super Bowl above face value in violation of league policies.
Does everybody
multiple
get
sources
Super Bowl
told
tickets?
ESPN. Yes, I think all players and stuff get.
All players
I
get a
believe they
couple
do.
tickets to the Super Bowl. Yeah,
I believe they do.
It's all corporate and like you have to know somebody in the Super Bowl. It's starting to feel a lot like the Masters.
Right. Just minus the $1.50 pimento cheese sandwich.
That's which is great.
Because at the Super Bowl, that $1.50 pimento cheese sandwich will cost you $32.
I'm confident that you have a corporate card if you go there, so I think you're probably okay to pay whatever it is, those exorbitant prices, where everybody just chuckles and goes, "It's going on the corporate card." So I think that's probably all good.
Well, so what I'm assuming too.
Do we know what they were how much they were sold for?
Let's go back.
Because I'd love to know the difference between the sales price and the fine price.
Let's see, I don't know. It says the players who violated the rule will be fined 1.5 times the face ticket value.
Oh, there you go.
That's what they will be fined.
Yeah, but what they sell them for?
Yeah. I don't see anywhere in here what it says. What they?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Ticket prices on secondary sites ranged from $2,588 to nearly $3,500 for the cheapest seats, with some tickets fetching over 10 G's.
All right. Well, hey, hopefully you're breaking even on this.
And that was this past Super Bowl.
Yeah, and hopefully you broke even on it. You don't have to do it again. But yeah, that's it's probably better, I guess, that they don't get the tickets because the NFL, the last thing that they want for the Super Bowl is for actual fans to be there. So smart, good move,
right?
Good job. You'd hate for somebody that wants to pay $3,500 to go to the game.
The worst part is though too is that you wonder. So of these 100+ people or players or what have you, how many of them are like the fringe guys?
Yeah.
And how many of them are like the stars.
Well-
Because those stars, they don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But are they doing it anyway?
Yeah, would they rather have them just give the tickets away? But like, if somebody's willing to pay to get into the Super Bowl, that means that you probably aren't making enough tickets available for the general public.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
The NFL just making sure that all the money stays within their pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, the whole secondary market thing it's a little bit of the wild west.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
making sure everybody gets it. But dude, everybody's getting a cut on those things. So
Mhm.
yeah, God forbid they resell their tickets that they were given to for free.
More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Or tell you what, we're going to call it 60 minutes now. I'm Jeff Rest from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Luke, again, I say, don't call your mom. You go call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Got him on speed dial.
Recruiting with Andrew Nemec, Thursday evenings at 7 after Isaac and Souk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Simple job, okay?
Today's guest may not be qualified, but they care way too much. And that's what matters.
Make us happy, monkey.
Here's your host, Luke Anderson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the first Friday of the new Fan Happy Hour, and what we're going to do every Friday is we're going to bring in comedians who are also sports fans. They will definitely be passionate about their team. They might be funny, but I figured there's nobody better to go with for the very few than a very old friend of mine. We've been friends a long time. He's not very old. But going way back to my stand-up comedy days back in Las Vegas, it is Brandon Hahn, known as the Gooch on Comp Rock in Vegas. Brandon, what is happening, my friend?
Oh, it's good to see you again, Luke. Look at you, man.
Yeah.
No gray in the hair. Look what this Vegas weather and new baby has done to me.
New baby, congratulations! I did.
Well,
see
he's
some
not
pictures.
new. He's about 2.5 years.
That's
but, you know.
pretty new. That's pretty new. Yeah, you are full gray. When I knew you as a young man, you were pulling your shirt off on stage, pouring hot candle wax down the front of yourself, and doing all that. So
and since then, I've learned how to write real jokes.
Oh, how about
so
that?
it's when you're 6 years old, you don't want to pour candle wax on your body and throw yourself on the ground like a clown.
Yeah.
So,
well, hey, got you.
had to use the old
That's how you got started, physical comedy. And it was always funny because we'd be in small little dive bars and you would just be throwing yourself off the walls doing stupid things. But the reason we're having you on this show and the reason we're having you first, it's Big Ten Media Week. And you're originally an Ohio kid and you're a big Buckeyes fan. So you're talking to all of Portland. You're on the home of the Oregon Ducks. You want to talk some trash first? Like, where do you want to go?
Well, right now, if they are they watching the video? If they're watching the video, guess what's behind that finger? Oregon.
Yeah.
Now, Brandon, I understand that.
Last
year's regular season loss was a tough one, but then we ended up getting even in the college football playoffs. So
how was that little roller coaster ride? Because it felt like for a while that we didn't even know if Ohio State would make the playoff.
Yeah. Well, it's just like last year was such a whirlwind because Ohio State ended up winning the very first 4-team playoff too. That was when they went down to their third string quarterback, and we ended up pulling that off of Cardell
against
Jones.
Oregon. Yeah.
Yes.
They could not tackle Cardell.
No, and that year, I mean, just Ohio State was just so loaded. I mean, that was Zeke Elliott. That was like just a brick wall offensive line. There's so much talent across on the edges, and the same applies to this year too. I mean, or last year anyway. I don't know what was going on. It's like it just didn't seem like Ohio State was able to find their footing. And then after that Michigan loss, everything just went nuts. I mean, I told everybody, look, they're going to beat everybody by at least 10 points for the remainder of the college football playoff because I just didn't see the other teams. They weren't built like that. It's like Ohio State was big and thick at the places where you needed it to be, like defensive line, offensive line. And then obviously their wide receivers. I mean, Buka was a first-round draft pick. Jeremiah Smith's going to be a top 5 draft pick, maybe as soon as next year. I think he's a true freshman last year, so maybe we got to wait.
So you have to keep him for 2 more years. So
yeah. Bummer.
I know,
such a bummer.
You poor kid.
But
but
they're unreal.
Yeah. No, and it's just depth and depth and depth, and it's funny because that's where Oregon is trying to get to, right? You have a team out here on the West Coast that is really trying to emulate what the SEC and the Big Ten have done, and Ohio State is number one there, where it's you don't rebuild, you reload. So
yeah, and Oregon's got the same. Oregon, they're going to be great for a long time because, like, when you look at just college football in general, what schools generate the most revenue? Well, where did Nike come from? So Oregon's always going to be. They're always going to there will always be 3 constants right now with the college football playoff, especially with 12 teams. Ohio State will always be in it, always.
Oh, right. I like your confidence.
Yeah, Oregon will always be in it, always.
Yeah,
and Texas will always be in it.
Okay.
Those 3 schools
are the
will
3.
always be in there. They will always be in there with the way it's set up right now with 12 teams.
It certainly feels that way, but here's the caveat that I'll throw to you. If Michigan can get back to where they were, and it sounds like they finally have a quarterback, if you have Michigan, Penn State, Oregon, Ohio State, who knows what Jed Fish is going to do with Washington, but Michigan and Washington played for a national championship just a couple years ago in the 4-team playoff. So you could potentially have 4 or 5 teams at the top of the Big Ten. They talk about doing the automatic bid for 4 teams, so somebody eventually would have to be the odd man out. SEC, if Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Oklahoma, I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm not saying he's dead wrong, but that's how you push out Texas. So,
yeah, you're right. You're right. But again, I'm just looking at the schools that generate
and plus,
the most revenue.
If you listen to what Vanderbilt said, they're coming for him this year. Diego Pavia.
Everybody get behind a rock. Vandy's coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. The kid's just going to keep petitioning the league, the NCAA, going, I'll sue you if you don't let me play again. So Diego Pavia is going to play until he's like 35, and Vanderbilt's coming for you. So watch out for that.
It's just a really insane thing because SEC used to just dominate, but then again with the way the NIL works, I mean these kids are just basically going, are you going to pay me or not?
Yep.
Right out of high school. And the schools that I mentioned, they're always going to have that money to do that.
Yeah.
Now, granted, when you look at a school like Michigan, they don't have the revenue that Ohio State has, but they still have the name. They're always going to be somewhat good. But Penn State's ranked over Ohio State this year.
The media poll, the media poll goes Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon. Oregon won the regular season. Ohio State wins a national championship. And then you look at it and you go, oh, well, Penn State has Drew Aller coming back. I don't know that instills a lot of confidence in me, but the media, I guess I'm part of the media. So I don't trust them in big games.
You might be right because, again, it just seems like Ohio State always has Penn State's number. Even when Ohio State looks like they're back against the wall, Penn State does something totally insane that blows it for them. Last year, they threw that pick in the end zone. Yep. I mean, that was insane. But this year, you got Drew Aller. He's going to be a top 5 pick. And then you got
do you really think he will be?
Yeah, well, that's what they were saying. They were saying if Drew Aller came out during this draft, Cleveland would have taken him at number 2. That's what they were. Okay. That's what the word was. They were going to pass on Travis Hunter and take Drew Aller.
Would they also have still taken Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders? Would they have taken 3 quarterbacks in that case? So here's the other thing. As well as being a Buckeyes fan, and you're probably more of a Browns fan, am I right?
I am, just because it's just easier to follow the NFL. The players stick around a little bit longer. Yeah.
All right. So and now I need to know how you're feeling about that draft, because you get Oregon's quarterback, which is probably weird as an Ohio State fan, anyways. And you have the owner walking, going, "We're taking this kid," and you get Shedeur Sanders as well. But you have Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. So why do you even need a guy, right?
Right. Well, dude, I do like the Dillon Gabriel pick in the 3rd round. I know a lot of draft analysts, like, they know anything, by the way.
Yeah.
It all depends on what team you go to. It all depends on what system and coaching and organization. That's you want to talk about developing a quarterback, like, you got to go to a good team.
For sure.
If you go to the Browns, most likely you're going to die. But like Dillon Gabriel, though, the guy is nails tough.
Yeah.
Like, even in both games last year, even though like Ohio State was like dominating Oregon, that kid was getting up every single time and fighting. So it's like that. I do like Dillon Gabriel a lot. When they took Shedeur Sanders, I was like, you got it just goes to show you, like, when you have an owner who is listening to homeless people go, draft Johnny Manziel, like, this guy knows what he's doing. Like, it's just that. Yeah. He all he wants is just people like us to talk about the Browns, and it's working, but it's not getting the team W. So like this is what it's like being a Browns fan. Okay, do you remember when the WNBA during the All-Star game, they wore those shirts where it's like, "Pay us what you owe us"? Well, we deserve to be compensated. Browns fans should be wearing "Pay us what you owe us" shirts.
You just get the payback.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for all this heartbreak, for all this trauma that you have caused us over the years. Dude, at least lower ticket prices or something, you animal.
Yeah, everybody gets a free ticket because we paid so much money to Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry, but first of all, paying all that money to Deshaun Watson was about as Browns as you could possibly be.
Oh,
but even more Brownsy was how it worked out for them. Like, give me your excitement level when they make that signing. They pay him $1 for the first year because they know he's going to be suspended because he's a scumbag. Then he comes back and just fails every single time.
Miserably. And the crazy thing is before, so the first year that he actually...
You had Baker and got rid of him. He's winning playoff games. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Baker's now throwing more touchdown passes than anybody now. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's so Browns getting rid of Baker, who everybody loved. Everybody in Cleveland loved Baker. And then they get rid of him. You bring in Deshaun Watson. And this is the number one thing that hit me as soon as they signed him. You're expecting a man who was the golden child at Clemson. Then he was the golden child at Houston. Beloved, the hero.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, boom, the heel turn happens. Everybody hates him. And you're expecting him to take the lead of an NFL franchise that's historically been losers.
You want him to go.
And you're expecting,
you want him to go Kobe. Fine. Everybody hates me now.
Yes.
Let me show you why the other teams should hate me.
Right. And here's the thing, and God rest his soul, but Kobe Bryant was a lunatic. Okay.
Yeah.
Like people talked about his obsession with winning is like borderline.
He was a psychopath. Yeah. He's crazy.
Right. And the thing is, we put this Mamba mentality, on this pedestal, and we should. I mean, everybody should aspire to be the best that they could be. But how many people do you know that are like that?
Nobody.
They just wake up every single day and they just dedicate every moment of their life to being the best that they could be, alienating friends and family along the way. Like nobody could do that.
Yeah.
So to expect Deshaun Watson to come to Cleveland, a franchise that is historically lost, they're desperate. They give him all this guaranteed money, and then for him to just be able to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a pervert, I'm a rapist," and just flick that on his shoulder, and just go under center and pretend like none of this is bothering him. Like that to me was the first thing that stuck out when they signed him. I'm like, well, he wasn't pretty incredible, like because Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson both came out the same year, and they both came out. Like when they both started starting football games, they were both like, it was like getting shot out of a cannon. They were both incredible.
Yeah.
And underneath Pat Mahomes was right. Deshaun Watson was right there when he was at Houston. So
that sack he avoids against Buffalo, where he just shakes the dude off and come on. I mean, that's one of the pieces of footage where you go, this is the dude. But well, you've reminded all of our listeners of something I think that is very important to remember. And that's that most Ohio State fans get the glory of watching Ohio State football, and you get your national championships, but a lot of them are also Browns fans too. And maybe that's where the curse is built.
That's the thing. It's like you get this sweet success of Ohio State, and then the very next day, here comes something pulling that away.
Yeah.
So you just have to go through life completely numb to everything.
There you go. All right. Well, hey, that might be all the time that we have for the on-air segment, but you and I are going to continue the conversation. We'll jump into podcast mode. So if anybody want to listen to more of this conversation, just find the Happy Hour podcast. We're calling it Extended Minutes. Yeah, so we've got more Brandon Hahn. You may notice a little change in voice there, but I recorded that a little bit earlier with Brandon. We go in the Wayback Machine and talk about our days starting out in stand-up back in Vegas. So we'll have that available a little bit later, the Extended Minutes podcast. We're going to try to get comics in every Friday, and we've got some starting to be lined up for next week. We'll tease those as we get to them. We'll get one more for the road. We do it next. It is Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
Relax, hot shot.
Welcome back to the Fan Happy Hour. We're about to wrap things up.
Maybe you guys like what I have so far?
Wicked woman, cool creams and misters. You gotta go spell on me.
Let's grab one more for the road.
Come on, everybody. Everything's smooth.
Here's Luke Anderson.
We did pretty good on the clock all week until today, but hey, first week of the Fan Happy Hour. I also have one more pair of tickets to the advanced screening of The Naked Gun on July 28th at the Regal Lloyd Center, courtesy of Paramount Pictures. The Naked Gun movie starring Liam Neeson is going to be in theaters on August 1st, but you can see it early. Text the code word NAKED to 503-864-6FAN. That's 503-864-6326 right now for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the advanced screening of The Naked Gun on July 28th. Regal Lloyd Center. Head to 105.1 The Fan for complete details. Not much time left, Russ.
I'm not
What are
going to
people
lie.
saying?
I would like to get different naked texts, but whatever.
Well, hey, listen. We can't get images on our text line, so
Right.
it is, that's the best we can do.
So yeah, we're getting ready to close out here. Some of what the socials and the text machine are saying in terms of the actor double feature: Bill Murray, Caddyshack, and Kingpin.
Not as good as White Man Can't Jump, because Bill Murray's not your star of that movie. Caddyshack, he's good, but not the star.
I'm just gonna say this right now.
Yeah.
Oh, did I turn off?
Oh,
son
boy.
of a gun! Turned off my hotkeys.
Yeah, well, listen.
No, listen. You're not gonna beat Bill Murray in anything.
Well, that's
I don't
fine,
care what you
fine.
say.
Whatever you say. I just say White Men Can't Jump. Great movie.
Yeah,
It's more of a sports movie than Caddyshack.
Fine,
But that's
fair
fine.
enough. Let's see here. Oh, and then Rufio, he pointed out one of my. This will be a drop here as we close it out. He's like, "You're going to do what with Will Ferrell?"
We will. I want to say thank you to Keith Hill for coming in saying goodbye. Will Darkins coming in saying goodbye. Brandon Hahn for being our guest. Thank you, Jeff, for everything this week. Happy hour on its regular time next week, starting on Monday, 2 to 3. For now, we're done. Bye-bye.
I will take every bit of Will Ferrell.
Race Wars. Prime time with Isaac and Souk.
There was lines of cars and someone honked at me and